Today, boys and girls, we're going to be making this, the Sidecar. Now, I might be biased, but I happen to think this is one of the most elegant and sophisticated cocktails out there. But it's so suited to brandy, but more importantly, really good brandy. Now, I'll be honest, even 5-6 years ago, I really didn't like this cocktail. It wasn't on my radar, but I'm going to share with you my 2 top tips for how you can change this cocktail and make it more suited to your palate. Because I promise you, this is flipping delicious. Welcome back, brandy fans. Welcome to the channel. But for those of you that are new here, hello, welcome. My name is Steve the Barman, and you are joining me on my brand new brandy journey. Now, I've been a brandy lover all my entire life, except from a bartender, from a work point of view, I've always dedicated most of that to rum. Brandy is never really featured because it's not that accessible. But the times have changed, and I want to make this accessible. So this is my brandy journey. I'm taking this from day one. I'm learning as I go along and passing that knowledge on to you. So if you want to join me on my brandy journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But don't forget, I have got 5 other YouTube channels, 4 dedicated to rum, 1 dedicated to cocktails with your favorite syrups and purees. They will all be linked in the description below. Now, I said I was going to give you my 2 top tips to make this cocktail like truly stand out. It goes without saying, and this is not even one of them, it goes without saying that the better the brandy you use, cognac brandy, the better the brandy you use, the better this cocktail is going to taste. Now, you don't need to go too expensive. You don't really need to go to like XO levels, but I promise you this cocktail will taste dramatically better with a slightly better cognac. For instance, I've got a hate on it at the minute for Courvoisier. I don't mean that, but I'm just using this for a use case. Courvoisier VS, Martell VS do not taste as good to a VSOP, let alone, you know, going up to something like this. So that's the first one. That's a given. My 2 top tips, actually. The first one, I always used to use a triple sec in this cocktail, a Cointreau, or an out-and-out triple sec. And it never really dawned on me until recently to actually turn that into an orange brandy. Now, by orange brandies, I kind of mean this sort of stuff. This is what's coming out, but this would be relevant to your Grand Marniers, your Mandarin Napoleons, and those kind of things. These sort of orange liqueurs are way more vibrant and, for me, way more suited to this cocktail than a Cointreau or a triple sec. That vibrancy and that just that little bit of extra sweetness and luxuriousness really makes the cocktail. Now, the other way I want to give you is I do actually use sugar syrup in my recipe. Now, I've seen a lot of recipes, especially olden time recipes, that don't call for sugar syrup. They don't think you need sugar syrup because these would be your sweetener. However, I would urge you to kind of try it without sugar, and then try it with 5 ml, for instance, and then take it up to 10 ml if you need to. But I really do think swapping your orange liqueur for an orange brandy kind of vibe, so your Grand Marniers, your Mandarin Napoleons, your Pierre Ferrand dry orange curaçaos, your Companeros if you're in rum world, you know, swapping them up to an orange kind of brandy liqueur like that, and a touch of extra sugar really does transform this cocktail. Now, your ingredients for a classic brandy sidecar, or a classic sidecar, it is a brandy cocktail. Hopefully you will have seen the preceding video. You'll understand now why I've picked this cognac and why Pierre Ferrand recommend this cognac. It just works so well. The flavor profile works so well for this cocktail. Other cognacs, a little bit harsher cognacs, younger VS cognacs won't do the same job that what this does. It's just exquisite. So we've got that. Now, I've already explained why I've kind of got the orange curacao here. I firmly believe you need an orange curacao in this as opposed to a triple sec. It just changed the whole dimension of the cocktail for me. It really did. I've got some sugar here. Some recipes do call for sugar. Don't call for sugar. I do prefer it with a touch of sugar. I do need a touch of sugar, but not too much. And then we have got some fresh lemon juice. So your first ingredient, 45 ml, 1.5 ounces of your cognac, 30 ml, 1 ounce of your Pierre Ferrand dry orange curacao, 22.5 ml, 3/4 of an ounce of freshly squeezed lemon juice. Now, I'll be honest, the recipes do call for like a bar spoon of sugar syrup. If that, I do like to add 10 ml, so 2 bar spoons effectively. Add plenty of ice. Double strain it into a smallish coupe or Nick and Nora glass. And you can either express an orange peel over the top, but I do like to use dried oranges. Now this is just absolutely stunning. As I said at the top, it is that different orange liqueur for me. It is that extra touch of sugar syrup. Don't go too much. Like you might think, you know, even 10 ml is not enough. I promise you it is enough. It might not be if you use like a triple sec, but that for me is like the perfect balance in there. 7.5 might even be the perfect balance instead of 10 ml to be fair. But that is just so light, so delicate. The brandy, the cognac is just so elegant in that. And it is brandy's version, cognac's version of the daiquiri. And I flipping love this. Now, if you want another Pierre Ferrand cocktail, I'm going to be using the 10 Generations next. So watch that video up there.